All right, and we are live. 10 seconds in. I'm just setting up. This is going to be thoughts on trading. Thank you all for joining me. And it is Sunday. It's Sunday, about 5:45 Eastern Standard Time. And today got some things going. At least we were out for a little while with the fam before it started raining. But it was nice in the morning, so we took advantage. And after that, started working and doing some painting in my daughter's room. And wrap that up. So gotta wait for that to dry before doing the next coat. And I just came down here to take a break, wait for that coat to dry, and I'm just setting up here. Just texting for work tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday again, so soon enough I'll be doing this full time. So I'll be spending more time with y'all, maybe make some connections. And hey, I'm a nice guy. Feel free to reach out, touch base. Let me know if there's something I'm looking at that I shouldn't be, or let me know how I could help you start. I'm not an advisor, but at least I know enough to, if you never traded before, I encourage you not to, first of all. Just sending a text now. All right, so 3 minutes into it, and what's going on here? So I got some screens, and I put up a couple of social media links I'm in. Here's Anchor, where I have the podcast Thoughts on Trading, and I'll have the links in the description to follow me on Anchor. It's on Spotify, but I think you should be able to type in Thoughts on Trading and see what's going on there. Aside from that, StockTwits, I have a page there called Trade Doctor and Trade Doc page, and there I'm just posting up trades and potential setups that I do on a Robinhood account that I've created, trying to like make it into a model portfolio, just because there's no commissions and there's options available. And that's on StockTwits. Besides that is Trade Doctor at Trade Doctor. That's it on Twitter. So, what's new with the 28 ETFs we look at? I added and took. So there's still Broad 28 because I think 28 ETFs and stocks, and then narrowing down in there, you could definitely find some opportunity. Now I just want to make sure that I have the right list, and I definitely don't have the right setup. So we have a little bit of time here. So this is the right list. So I'm just gonna set it up so we can be smooth with it. Like I said, anyone can I encourage writing comments, whatever style I'm trading, or if you want to know what type of style I'm trading, more like swing trading. If I'm day trading, I'd be doing mostly futures. If I was day trading, I mostly day trade futures and intraday, some options, but mostly to create option strategies. Um, on here, I'm just watching. Oh, this is another link you can go follow me at is on TradingView. There, I post trade ideas as well using the chart. So there's some on EWZ, which I trade EWZ all the time. So if you're interested, you can follow me here on TradingView, and that's Trade Doctor. And I'm just watching crypto. So let's talk about crypto real quick before we start the show. Um, kind of have everything set up for the show. There's a couple of things I do want to talk about was the crypto market. Just because I had limit sells and they've been hitting. As we all know, crypto market's been going up. So I think the bottom has come in and gone as far as like Bitcoin goes. So as far as the crypto market, that drop that it went down, um, like the 3000s, it created a structure. So I don't know if we're ever going to see 3000s again. Right now, Bitcoin's hovering at 4,000. There are a lot of coins that are benefiting, but I think people are smarter now. They're not just throwing money at coins anymore. So the ones that are going to remain are going to be the ones that are stable, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin, my opinion. And those are the ones. There's a couple of other projects that are going on that are pretty good. So I'm just going to put the Bitcoin Cash chart on and check out the action. And I'm going to do 15-minute chart is fine. So Bitcoin is actually gone up 4,089. Hit the 4,100 mark and rejected off of that. That's a nice pendant it's creating. Bullish. So as far as Bitcoin, it's consolidating. So there's like another consolidation area. I kind of like the trading view just because of the chart. It has a couple of tools like this tool here. The allows you to create triangles using 4 points. And I like to use the 4 most extreme points, and it gives me a nice wide triangle. And you kind of see that's according to this triangle here. Bitcoin is breaking up to the top of that triangle. So bullish. I'd say it's retesting. You can kind of see the box that is trading between like 4,100 and 4,070. So it's like it's trading in a 30-point range right now. So we'll see which way it goes. Right now, it's still bullish. It's that kind of grinding upwards in that range. So it's increasing its price point, but maintaining a range, which is good. Still bullish. So bullish on Bitcoin. So we're 10 minutes into it, and we're going to get into the broad 28. Just going to go over and I'll discuss the new charts and the reason why I added or took away those ETFs. So let me start this up. This is gonna be called Eye on the Market, going over the Broad 28. And I'm gonna do this. Okay. I already kind of started it up. But I'm gonna do these kind of like in this style because you said I'm not spending a lot of time on the prep. I'm actually prepping as soon as like the program loads up, and um, I'm using XSplit, which has a little bit. It's a little slow, but it's the one recommended by YouTube. So that's the one I'm using. Looking at USO has gotten a little bit of action last week. All right, I'm just getting ready for the Eye on the Market program done through Anchor. All right, so on Anchor, I just have a couple of they call it transitions, little transitions just in the beginning and the end. Very, very simple. But here I kind of started doing Anchor. You can hear the other podcast when I was trading when I was trading futures at night. When I was actually feverish trading futures at night, and I just thought about, and then browse the internet, things and that, and then I came across this because I want while you're trading, you want to be listening to something, and I always thought it'd be a good idea to like um, listen to somebody that's trading futures along with you, kind of like a futures room or something like that. But I'm not really down with I'd say like joining a cult, you can say, where it's complete. It's like everybody's trading style gets mashed into like one, and everyone. I don't want to say everyone fails, but it's kind of like everyone gets away from their trading style. While you should be trading your style, the one that you know and the one you learned. Joining a room and doing the same thing others do, I don't know if that's not something I want to do. Um, I like to see other people's trading style and take the good things out of it, or some things that fit me. Um, some trading styles, like, it's just not my fit, and it's just not my risk profile. So that's why I just don't do it. So without further ado, we're gonna start this program, and I'll have links in the description. It's called Eye on the Market. I'm going to go through Broad 28 ETFs that trade options and are very liquid. And in those ETFs, they're sector ETFs, so you can go in and see what what the holdings are for the ETFs and trade stocks or options on those companies within those ETFs. So that's kind of like the whole purpose of this, is to kind of get a general feel for the market and see if you want to trade ETFs or companies in ETF. I trade more ETFs, probably 50-50. Uh, if I don't have time to do some research, I'm just going to do the ETFs. If I have time to actually go in and find 3 companies, I like doing 3 to 5 companies into ETF, then I'd prefer to do that, but I don't really get a chance to do that. Most of the time, I'm just trading ETFs, options on the ETFs, some stocks within the ETFs, but not as deep as I'd like to. I don't do it full time, so I don't have the time. So thanks for all y'all. We're 17 minutes in, and we're gonna start this podcast. It's called Eye on the Market, the Broad 28 recap. Here we go. How are all your traders and investors out there? Thanks for joining me once again. This is Eye on the Market, looking at the Broad 28 ETF recap. Today is March 31st, 2019. Tomorrow is going to be the 1st of April. So there might be some April Fool's joke in the market. Who knows? But thank you for joining me today. And we're going to be discussing a few new ETFs that I had added to the Broad 28 list. And I had added them just because I found that these ETFs were more liquid and had options, and they also had stronger stocks within those ETFs that you can trade options in. So as I dive in a little bit deeper, and my profit curve it gets more increases higher at this incline, I'm trying to maintain that. I don't want to steepen my profit increases, or my positive drift as it goes up. I want to either steepen the angle. I don't want to make the angle more narrower. So just diving in closer. So you can find this episode also on YouTube. I was recording live and was prepping for it, so you can see how everything goes. So first I can say stock we have is USO. We like to start with oil, and USO is trading at 12.50. It's kind of, on Friday it did a little bit of a breakout, tested the top a little bit, so I can see USO taking another leg up higher, maybe going up and testing the 1270s and consolidating. But personally, I'm just looking for short-term consolidation back down to the 1230s around there. So if it touches the 1230s, I'll take off the bearish positions that I have. But I'm actually looking to trade this using DRIP, which is the triple inverse of XOP, and DWT, which is a triple inverse of USO. So with USO, I'm just looking to trade this using DWT. Usually I just swing trade it or day trade it, in and out pretty quick. Looking for an increase of volatility in USO and creating some options strategies. On XOP, it's kind of consolidating here between 31.40 and 30.20, so it's a nice range. The volatility is slowing down a little bit. I was in and out. There's no position in XOP, but I am looking because USO oil went up while XOP came down on Friday. It's coming off the correlation, so that's where I'm looking to make a move. Definitely looking to buy drip and hold on and do some options play on it like I did before. Besides that is gold. Gold came off in the last 3 days of the week. It wasn't a great week for gold, and that was because the market rallied. Um, Interest rates are going to be staying the same for a while, so it's all positive news for the markets and no positive news for GLD and GDX. So now GDX is trading at 22.42. It came down from the highs of 23.40, and it's probably just going to be consolidating here, but it's going to be drifting, I believe, just drifting sideways to down. Probably be consolidating. If it could hold the 21.50s, then it'll trade sideways and maybe retest the 23.50s, 25s, but no positioning in GLD. Looking for some consolidation. The volatility, has increased a little bit, but not much. There's other trades out there besides that. So XLE, like I talked about last week, it held up the market and it hit that price point. I put no positions in it. I had a busy week last week, but it bounced off pretty good, creating creating support after V bottom recovery. So I kind of annotated it pretty good last week, and if we had traded a calendar of the or some sort of spread, um, targeting the 66.50s or even just the 66, you would have been making some money this week, and I should have done it. I don't know how like the options are doing. So I'm gonna be looking to make a trade on XLE on positive delta. I like to pick it up closer to the 65.30s, below 65.50 would be my buy area. Right now it's got a little bit of volatility, a little bit of premium increase, but not much. See what it does, but it will be breaking out, testing the 70s. If it comes back and tests these 65s, then it's a good a bet to put on because your risk reward is pretty low. Say you put your stops at 64.70, so you can be if you pick it up at 65, you'll be losing 25 cents. Now, if it comes down to 65, so that's be my trade. If it keeps doing this structure, which I think it'll probably come up again on Monday, Tuesday. As I look at this Monday, Tuesday, the markets might be higher than what it is today. So that's XLE, looking pretty bullish on there. XLU came down a couple days. Really, my safety position, I didn't sell it. So really, my insurance didn't come in because XLU is still bullish. So it looks like it could come back up and break above these 59s pretty good. So bullish on XLU, looking for um, some consolidation plays. I'd say 59. So yeah, XLU is still bullish. So the markets are kind of, from what I'm getting, is the markets are a little bit nervous. It's kind of like 50-50 risky. XLU, they didn't sell it off completely, so people aren't really um, not really scared, but not really that fearful. If they were fearful, they would buy up XLU. If they were thinking the market was 100% okay, XLU would have sold off. So that's what I'm making the correlation there. XLI is a little bit more of a risk on, kind of shows how the economy is doing. And from last week's performance, it's it's definitely bullish, kind of like we tested it. So XLU looks like it just came down and retested it at 72.25, got bought up to 70, almost to 74, retested it back down to 72.80s and got back up and didn't look back, just kept on chugging away. Moving averages are turning. So with XLI, it looks bullish. I said the market might give us a surprise next week, just from what I'm looking at here. So there's positions to make in XLI. There's plenty of companies, and with the structure it made, I'd be targeting the 77s for that retest. They'll not be scared. Check the 75, 76 is for XLI. So like I'm saying, I'm looking to get a little bit more aggressive, and instead of looking at the places actually doing it. But I did capitalize big on the Brazil moves last week, and I'll go over that. And real big, and I only sold a little bit. XLB is the material sector, and that bounced off. It's trading that rectangle, that price, the price channel between the 54.20s and 56.30s. Good consolidation plays here. Just pick up Theta the whole way. XLV looks like it's done almost like a double bottom here. Another a double retest of the 90s. A nice rejection, and no looking back on Friday. So I'd say XLV is looking bullish again between 91.50 and 93. So good trade there between 91.50 and 93. So I'm looking to see, this is why we do this. You see, just to see how the markets are doing and what the response is. And once you know what's going to happen, it gets easy. XBI, sorry, XBI is trading at 90.54. I still have positions at 91, and it looks like I don't need to do anything with this double bottom I created, testing the 86, testing 87s twice and bouncing off of it hard and coming back up. Now it wants to retest the 91s, 90.50s. I think the shorts are going to get squeezed hard trying to short this market. And hey, I short all the time. Things go down faster than they come up. I'd rather short. I'd rather be in a position short for a day or two and make a killing than be in make the same amount but have to be in the position for like 5 or 6 days. Because, for example, XBI gave up gains on March 5th. It was trading at 91. By the next day, it was trading at 86. Then it took from March 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th to get back down to 91 again. So you see how, like, shorting, I'm in a position short for one day rather than be long and make the same amount for 5 days. That's why buy stock and sell covered calls against it. Buy the calls back. They decrease value quick. Buy the calls back and hold on to the stock. But once it peaks out, once it exhausts itself, sell the call against it, and it could be in the money call. Why sell an out of the money call if you thought it exhausts and it's not going to go above it? Sell it in the money call. It's going to decrease the value anyways, and it'll guarantee that you're gonna. The worst thing that could happen is that you get assigned and you have to sell your stock at that strike, which should be part of your strategy. Part of my strategy is I try to get assigned if I want stock, if I want to buy stock, especially like Neo, sell the $6 and $5 puts, have the money on the side. Neo doesn't have options. I mean, it doesn't give out dividends, so it's really not worth owning the stock. So it's just owning the stock and having and selling puts against it and having the cash covered puts is my opinion. I think is better because it's actually giving you the option of owning the stock at a cheaper price. And say the price of the stock doesn't come down, it just keeps going up, then you just keep the money that you just sold the put for. But that's a cash covered put. That's an option strategy. And XBI, I kind of had that going on, and I still have the 91s there, so there's nothing that I need to do here. XBI is bullish. We're gonna be looking for a 91 break. I say go out into I'd be looking forward to go out into August and looking for positions up to the 93s and 95s and collect once the price breaks up about 92 or just through some verticals above 91. Just the premium probably won't be there. Besides for that is MJ, and MJ came down last week. It's got 1-2 drives so far. So it can turn into, if it starts consolidating here, it'll turn bullish again. Right now, the exponential moving averages are turning negative. So it's a little bit of the bears are in control for a little bit, and you can kind of see how the price gets slashed down in one day pretty good. But let's look for buying opportunities in this spot. There could have been a buying opportunity on Thursday. Hopefully that wasn't it. Haven't done any options here. Still accumulating stock in MJ. Haven't gone into any stocks within the sector. But MJ, we're gonna if there's any dips, I'm a buyer of any dips. IYR is the real estate sector, and that's a slow grind up. And I can tell you for a fact that this structure right here is gonna give you one spike up. So this is a spike up, very bullish, especially with the volume at the end of the day. The volume at the end of the day could have told us that. And I'm looking at the 120. It's a little bit over a 3-hour chart. I mean, it's a little bit under a 3-hour chart. So it's giving me one bar in the pre-market and 3 bars during the cash market. So I'm only looking at 3 bar, and it just kind of traded sideways on Friday. This is the real estate sector. And I can see a little bit of a bounce, but still bullish. See a little retracement, but I'd be a buyer, definitely, of real estate, just because this is as I'm looking at this, as I'm looking at the markets, we've gone through a couple of ETFs already. It's all looking bullish. So, I'm still I'd still be fearful of a retracement down to 85, but the general direction is up, and it just made new highs on Friday. So let's go. The home builders, they're another one that are slowly grinding, and at this point, I think they've already tested a short-term bottom. I'd like to see this tested one more time instead of so you can get some strong hands to hold the stock, the CTF, but the moving averages are positive, so this is all good. Um, Real estate and home builders. So I discussed it last week. I'm definitely gonna put some consolidation plays and consumer staples. They're moving up. So all those companies that are servicing the general public, they're all gaining. So this is one stock that I had ETF that I added, and there's plenty of stocks in there to trade and do options. So I'm actually getting a little excited from the market. So here's another one is consumer discretionary. I had it on there. This one is giving us a little bit of a retracement, but structure is bullish. Moving averages are all bullish. Volatility is kind of turning down a little bit. So across the market, we could probably do consolidation plays and just say we're going to have a slow grind up with a couple of days of volatility and expect the volatile days to drop like 1%, 1.5%. And then as it goes up, it'll probably increase like 1/4% or 1/3%, 0.5%. But the the swing ups are always slower than the drops down. Besides that is the real retail sector, and the retail sector is another one that after this bounce, more bullish than I was last week. Um, Still waiting for some more store closing. Moving averages are moving up. As far as swing trading this, I tested at the 46.50s. Try to test the top of the channel, see if it could break. But right now, it kind of broke its short-term downtrend. So, we're looking at it could be the bottom of a new channel to the upside, and that's a retail sector. So the whole market. And here's financials. Here I did put a short position on Friday, and I didn't mark it down. But on Friday, I just put a consolidation play, saying I want to create um, an iron condor, but I traded the first leg to the downside off the 26s, and I wanna once it comes down a little bit, I wanna sell the 26 puts. I mean the 25 puts, and hold that consolidation because um, the banks are, they don't look like they're gonna have fast positive growth for a little bit, anyways. Slow grind, more of a consolidation play. So I'd rather trade this sideways than choose a direction. Right now, the direction is a short term down, but since last week they came down pretty hard. I'm saying it's going to consolidate for a week before it keeps either creaking down or moving up. But it could just trade between this range of say like the 26.50s to the 25s for a few months. So that's what I'm doing. It's not like I'm overly bearish or overly bullish. I'm more a little bit bearish than I am bullish, but I'm more like this is going to be trading sideways between the range of like 26.50 and 25, say 25.50. So just trading that dollar range, gaining theta, going sideways. Another one that I added was the XLK, which is the tech sector. and it's more equally weighted, so it gives you a little bit difference from the Qs, and the allocations are a little bit different. Mostly the same companies though, but XOK, like the rest of the market, is bullish, so going to be bullish, like strong bullish. There's a few ETFs that I just mentioned that we can be pretty strong bullish and definitely make some loot from these structures that are happening in the market. And then say we go back to those ETFs and we look inside and see what kind of what companies are doing well and what are not, then it gives us even more juice. So aside from that is the Qs. The Qs are 179, so a double bottom, kind of giving you, I call this the dog face pattern, and that's only me. The SPY, the SPY, is giving us a more of a scrunched up dog face pattern, and I'll have to talk about that on another show. We're not a little bit running out of time, so we're gonna move along. IWM, 2, 3. Kind of looking at that, it's trading sideways, but it's right between the 156 and 149 where I have my positioning. My strong positioning is more between the 54s and the 53.50s, so that's kind of like where my highest profit is, and that's via using calendars and butterflies, iron condors. So those are my favorite ones, and I like to create those, and just those are my favorite consolidation plays. Besides that is China. So China, we're gonna keep an eye on China and start making bullish positions. I'm even thinking of like buying FX and just selling calls against it. I believe it's that good, but I don't know. I gotta check the dividends, see if it's worth parking some cash and just doing some covered call strategies on there. On India, completed its third leg, so I want to see 3 drives, complete the fourth, and then go up on the fifth. So still positioned in India, and going to be there for a while. Russia is coming down, doing a third leg down. So right here, I would like to be a buyer of Russia. So real quick, I'll show you what this structure looks like. If I put it right here on TradeView, and this tool that I use is called the 3 drive pattern. So especially off this flag, so it created a flagpole. So the 3 drive pattern looks like this. Let's go on a 45-minute chart. There it is. And if the data is kind of close to each other, then it's viable. And then boom. It always goes past this. So my target's always between there and the top. So from there up. Line chart is simple. So kind of see the 3 drive pattern with the Russia ETF, and I would definitely be a buyer like Monday morning. 3 minutes, and we're gonna go EFI, the Euro sector, and that's bullish again. Like that looks like the world's bullish. Uh, I have a negative delta position right now, and probably I'm more negative delta than I would like to, but I'll probably collect once it makes this retracement. It'll get sold off because the limit price, the limit sell for it is pretty close. EEM, the emerging markets, it looks like it's broken out. So looking at support of 42.7, and Futures just opened up a half hour ago, and I'll put that on. I'm pretty curious because I think it's going to be a bullish, very bullish week. Here's Mexico, and Mexico EWW is trading at 43.59. They're liquid as well, and I'd say they're pretty bullish. I'm looking for another, probably be a good buy point at the 42, 43 area. So right in this area here, that's where I'd be a buyer. So yeah, at the 43.50s, 43.30s, I'd be a buyer looking for that to move up. And last and not least and most favorited is EWZ. So in EWZ, I've been trading this, and I do options in EWZ. But I also traded BRZU, and EWZS. Now in EWZS, I had bought that in after hours on Thursday, and I sold it Friday. On that increase. No wait, I bought it after hours on Wednesday and sold it on Friday. So on Thursday, on Friday, Brazu went down, and I had bought 3 days and didn't sell any of Brazu, but Brazu S I did. Anyways, thank you all for joining me. This is Trade Doc, Eye on the Market. It's going to be a bullish week in my opinion. Thank you all again. Check out the subscriptions. Follow me on those sites. Good luck trading. Peace. And y'all on YouTube, peace out. But since we're still on YouTube, let's take a quick look at the futures because I'm curious. Gotta see what's going down. Real quick, I have a list of the 12 futures, just the front month, and boom, just as I expected, the Dow is up. Let me narrow it down. I'm gonna put get it down to the 9 minutes. Right now we're looking at 100 and something. So the Dow is up. The ES is up. Nasdaq is up. Crude oil is at the top of the channel, like we've discussed. Gold is moving up. No, wait, that's not the best. Okay. Gold is consolidating. The euro is slowly grinding down. The pound is slowly grinding down. Natural gas is slowly grinding down. Like it's actually diving. The ZB, the 30-year bonds, kind of slowly grinding. 10-year bonds are doing the same. The VIX is coming down. And silver is actually, after the big dip, is just giving you a little bit of a bounce. So, and look at the Dow. That's a big, it's already a gap up. So I'm just hoping that the banks kind of just trade sideways for a week. As far as everything else, I'm kind of bullish, especially like in IWM. So I'm looking like IWM has not moved much. So that's IWM. Like I'm more bullish on IWM. I like to trade the NASDAQ. I like to go long and short the NASDAQ. I like to go long IWM and have positive delta. Once the delta turns like um, neutral or negative, add a little bit more positive delta. But IWM, I do have it between the 51s and the 55s. So waiting for the breakout above the 55s, but I have the 51s as consolidation. So that's kind of how I trade that. Negative, like probably like 10 delta. I like the 10, 12, 15 delta, 30 delta. If I'm just out of position, 50 deltas. If I'm confident, I want to see 100 delta. Like I keep on going until I get the 100 delta, and then sure enough, it happens. The delta starts going down, and I change up the strategy, sell it, reduce risk, all those things. It's fun. A couple more companies like FCX. I like to trade. Um, Neil is one that we're in, and I don't know if we caught the bottom, but let's go. It's either Neil goes to 0 or sticks around to 5 and moves up from there. Let's go. That's what's going to happen. But at the same time, you got to look at Ford. The only reason I don't like Neo is because they have no dividends. So let me just this is the futures. We're looking at 9-minute charts with a market profile. And this is the way I'm going to keep it. Save this. So all the markets are bouncing. I haven't really looked at like the Chinese market, but we'll look at that. I like to see that on investing.com. So we're looking at Neo. Is another one I didn't talk about was LBJ. I have a position in LBJ, that's Latin America, the triple leverage Latin America, and I got that pretty good. So I posted one position, but I don't know why, but it should be positive because my position is positive there. And here's where I want to open up in DWT because of these 3 drives. Oh, and no, I guess I'm not going to open DWT until it breaks down from the 670s. It needs to break down, or I'd take the chances at 680, but I can't buy it more than 680s. Anyways, thank y'all for listening. This is Trade Doc. If you have any questions or anything, just hit me up. I'm always down to chat, see new ideas, see what other people are doing, what they're thinking. Look at the VIX taking a hit. Bonds taking a hit. Oh, we get other countries to buy them, and then we drop them. That's the way we do it. And gold. Gold looks like it's trying to... I kind of like the way it's rounding off. But it's just because the price is stabilized, round off, and then increase a little bit doesn't mean that it's is changing the trend. When prices move up, and then close on Friday at the highs, and then they gap up today, that's bullish. So nobody can tell you different. So NASDAQ all bullish. Crude, it looks like it wants to test. And once it tests the 61s probably. What was its high? 60.73. So it definitely wants to test the 61. So, I'm a short seller of crude. I barely go long. So I would love this to go up to 61s and test it, see what type of structure it is, and then, sell a retracement. It's bound to happen. And natural gas looks a little bit stabilized. It kind of tested the bottom twice. If it tests it one more time and stays up, but it might be finding a short-term bottom at $2.65. Well, if y'all go, guys, you can join me on, once again, Trading View, Anchor, StockTwits, Twitter. Thanks for listening. Till next time or next weekend, probably. Good luck trading. Peace.